CARICOM is deeply concerned about political crisis in Haiti.
CARICOM Secretary General, Ambassador Erwin Larocque, says the health and youth of the region are the wealth of the region.
And young people overflow with creative ideas for business. This is the CARICOM News Time for the week ending Friday, 18th October. I am Tusankin English Francis.
And I am Michelle Nurse with the details of these and other stories. Thanks for joining us.
Chairman of CARICOM, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet of St. Lucia, said that the community is deeply concerned about the political crisis in Haiti. The chairman highlighted some of the steps CARICOM has been taken in regard to Haiti, including discussions at the level of CARICOM heads of government and with the United Nations Secretary General. The chairman indicated to the media recently that CARICOM stands ready to mount a good officer's prime ministerial visit to Haiti, but first needs its imprimatur.
The health and youth of the region are the wealth of the region. CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin Larocque expressed this sentiment at the just concluded Caribbean Congress on Adolescent and Youth Health in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. Ambassador Larocque assured the regional and international partners of his commitment to continue to engage with adolescents and youth to address the issues concerning their health and well-being. The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, one of the organizers of the conference, said the event is a launchpad from which advocates, health and social workers, policymakers, academia, clinicians, and young people themselves can heed the call towards improving their health and well-being for the future development of the region. Describing the conference as a suitable opportunity to discuss those issues, the Secretary General said that the voices and concerns of our youth must be heard and addressed as the community seeks to define the world in which we live today and tomorrow.
It was recognized that NCDs have implications not only for our health, it also has serious social and economic repercussions. Caribbean countries are among the worst affected by NCDs in the Americas. A recent study in one of our member states showed that the cost of dealing with NCDs is as high as 5% of GDP. And physical inactivity in particular are areas of significant concern with regard to childhood obesity. In the midterm, obesity in children represents the greatest threat to the health of future generations. In many CARICOM member states, the level of overweight and obesity is more than 30% in both primary and secondary school populations.
The Congress was the first of its kind in the Caribbean.
Linkages between statistics and the functioning of economic sectors and in the realm of social development were highlighted on Tuesday during a panel discussion to mark Caribbean Statistics Day. The discussion was held at the CARICOM Secretariat and was one of the activities to mark the day, which is observed on the 15th of October. Panelists placed emphasis on agriculture and information and communication technology sectors.
But artificial intelligence applications and services, all of those things are around the policy and governance environment which the single ICT space is bringing to the region. I put big data analytics in yellow because that is perhaps where in this modern space statistics and ICT find a happy coexistence. And big data is just a lot of data in bigger data sets, but we need statistics to be able to, statisticians to be able to analyze it, and it is really just a big block of statistics put in a certain way for persons to deal with it. So in that ecosystem, statistics and ICT find a little good, happy space there in big data analytics. Of course, there are other areas of synergy with ICT and statistics.
And certainly from the last week's quoted meeting that we had, the whole questions of regional stats, provision of regional data, all of that became even more important. Our program is guided by the Caribbean Community Agricultural Policy. And the aim really is to, as written here, to reduce levels of food imports, enhance food security, create additional employment, and again, reduce poverty in the region. All of those words that I've spoken about can be measured. And it suggests baseline. And how do you get baseline? There has to be some stats.
Guyana has welcomed an agreement by Trinidad and Tobago to remove restrictions to trade in pineapple and peppers. On the 17th of October, Guyana's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that the National Plant Protection Office of Trinidad and Tobago had informed the Guyana National Agricultural Research and Extension Institute of the amendments to the trade arrangements with Guyana. The removal of restrictions by Trinidad comes about a month after technical officers from both sides met at the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries of Trinidad and Tobago. Subsequently, Foreign Secretary Carl Greenidge met Trinidadian officials on the margins of the United Nations General Assembly to further discuss barriers to trade between the two CARICOM member states. The statement by the Foreign Affairs Ministry said that local farmers welcomed the removal of the restrictions.
Guyana's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced that the General Council of the World Trade Organization has approved the extension of the waiver of the Caribbean Basin Economic Recovery Act, CBERA. The act allows for continued duty-free access of eligible CARICOM goods into the U.S. market up to 2025. 17 Caribbean countries, including those of CARICOM, are beneficiaries of preferential tariff treatment intended to support development of regional economies. The trade program was set to expire at the end of this year. The community had advocated for extension on a number of occasions, including in June 2019, during the 8th meeting of the CARICOM U.S. Trade and Investment Council. In 2019, CARICOM exports to the U.S. accounted for 32% of its global exports, while imports from the United States into CARICOM amounted to 36% of CARICOM's import from all sources. Among the products eligible on the CBERA are textiles and apparel, energy-related products such as petroleum and methanol, agricultural produce, and processed foods.
Guyana's acting Chief Justice, Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire, on Wednesday refused the fixed-date application for Guyana's president and members of his cabinet to resign. In her ruling, Justice George Wiltshire noted that the matter of the no-confidence motion and its effects were ventilated by Guyana's final appellate court, the Caribbean Court of Justice, in July. As a consequence, she said that there cannot be any requirement for a mandatory order compelling the cabinet, including the president, to resign. There's a new head at the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, familiarly called the 5 Cs. Dr. Colin Young was appointed Executive Director of the regional institution. His appointment takes effect from the 6th of January next year. He will succeed Dr. Kenrick Leslie. A Belizean national, Dr. Young brings more than 14 years of executive leadership and management experience in academia, civil society, and public sector institutions. He most recently served as the Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Forestry, the Environment, Sustainable Development, and Immigration, with responsibilities for climate change, and the Ministry of Energy, Science and Technology, and Public Utilities in Belize. Dr. Young has also served on numerous boards, including the Green Climate Fund. He currently serves as the CEO of the Belize Social Security Board, a post he has held since January 2017. Dr. Young holds both a Master of Science and Doctorate in Ecology from the University of Connecticut, United States of America.
The region can expect to see exponential growth from small and medium-sized enterprises in the future as more young people in the region are being taught about business ownership. CARICOM Secretariat's 10th EDF Creativity for Employment and Business Opportunity CEBO program has been moving apace. So far, youth in Haiti, Jamaica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, as well as Belize, have participated in entrepreneurship workshops. The workshop targets young people from all walks of life as a means of countering youth unemployment, mitigating drug abuse, crime and violence, and fostering economic resilience. This phase of implementation also focuses on CARICOM nationals who have faced involuntary separation from other countries. The emphasis on this particular demography is linked to CARICOM Regional Crime Prevention Strategy, which proposes actions to address the determinants of crime, including reintegration of deportees. Deputy Program Manager for Gender and Development at the CARICOM Secretariat, Ms. Anne-Marie Williams, spoke about the significance of the workshop at the opening of the session in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Monday, the 14th of October. The next round of the workshops will be held in Barbados, Belize, and again in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Take a look at some of the scenes from the closing sessions of 2 workshops in Jamaica recently.
So, if I come here and get a little experience here, I kind of get the grasp of how to own my own business, how to start, where to go, and how to come by. So, for example, from Tuesday, I try to learn how to launch my own t-shirt line, and so far it doesn't take 1 day or 2 days. It have to take good teamwork and effort to get what you want.
I have gained the knowledge and skills to step forward, own my own business and run it efficiently. During the process of this workshop, I have gained better time and team management skills. I got to see how it is to own a company while working with a team and playing the role of the head.
In the best way possible to create or continue your business. You have great ideas and you can use those ideas for your betterment. Okay? So just do that.
You guys were given, well, not even the entire duration of the workshop. You guys were given 2 days after the basic introduction to business fundamentals and entrepreneurship to basically brainstorm, start a business, assign roles, put together a business plan, and then come to the CEBO bank, pitch that plan, and not only pitch it in an emotive or emotional way, but pitch the plan with logic to say, hey, I'll be able to make this amount of profit.
So what we tried to do, well not try, but what we did actually is to ensure that when you purchase a small bottle, a 10-ounce bottle of Jamaican jerk rub, you are literally ensuring, you are facilitating the juiciness, the flavorfulness, the turn-upness of your chicken.
We're just having fun. It's been a long week. We thank God for the blessing, for the journey, the earning, for just for the plus. Yeah, gratitude is a must. Blessings fall. Must not tune for the friends that they talk of the load. One time them sit down in a class and we're more than the honest in the road. Go on with it, go on with it.
For more stories, you can visit the CARICOM news site at today.caricom.org or the CARICOM website at caricom.org.
Like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.